Portugal. 3562. On the 23rd of June, 1942, Lockheed Hudson 3GAGDF ditched in the Gullmarsfjorden off Skridvik, Sweden after one engine failed and the other caught fire. All 10 on board survived. 63. On the 16th of July, 1943, de Havilland Albatross GAFDK Fortuna crashed while on approach to Shannon Airport due to wing failure. All 14 on board survived. 64. On the 21st of April, 1944, Douglas C-47 GAGFZ was written off following a landing accident at Bromma Airport. The aircraft was sold to AB Aerotransport for spare parts. 65. On the 2nd of May, 1945, Lockheed C-60 Ageagli ditched in the Baltic Sea in Sykafjorden off the Stobotten, Sweden after the crew became disorientated. All 9 on board survived and were rescued by locals. 66. 1950s. On the 26th of October, 1952, de Havilland Comet 1AM GALYZ failed to gain altitude and crashed on takeoff from Ciumpino Airport due to pilot error. All 43 on board survived, but the aircraft was written off, resulting in the first hull loss of the Comet. 67. On the 25th of July, 1953, de Havilland Comet 1 GALYR experienced a runway excursion while taxiing at Dum Dum Airport. While taxiing, the crew used the landing lights because the taxi lights were too dim. In a left turn while alternating between the left and right lights, the pilot took his hand off the steering wheel, causing the steering to center. The right side main landing gear left the runway, right side engine power was increased and this caused the landing gear to be forced up into the wing, causing severe damage. All 42 on board survived. The aircraft was written off. 68. 1960s. On the 14th of March, 1960, de Havilland Comet 4 GAPDS struck a ridge while on approach to Barajas Airport, tearing off the landing gear wheels and port side wing fuel tank and damaging the port wing flaps. The pilot abandoned the approach and performed an emergency landing with the damaged gear down. All 32 on board survived and the aircraft was repaired and returned to service. The aircraft was flying too low during the approach. 69. On the 22nd of August, 1960, de Havilland Comet 4 GAPDB took off from a runway at Cairo International Airport that was under construction. The port side main landing gear fell into oil, breaking off the axles and wheels. All 60 on board survived and the aircraft was repaired and returned to service. 70. On the 24th of December, 1960, Boeing 707-436 GAPFN overran the runway on landing at Heathrow Airport. All 106 on board survived and the aircraft was repaired and returned to service. The aircraft had come in too fast and landed too far down the runway as a result. 71. On the 9th of March, 1964, de Havilland Comet 4 GAPDN suffered a tail strike while landing at Mirabade Airport, damaging the underside of the fuselage and control of the elevators was lost, but the aircraft continued the landing without further incident. All 57 on board survived. 72. In popular culture, the Beatles' song Back in the USSR references a flight from Miami Beach aboard a BOAC aircraft. 73. 74. In the song Montego Bay by Bobby Bloom, the first line is Vernon will meet me when the BOAC lands. It is referenced in the James Tiptree Jr. story The Last Flight of Dr. Ain. 75. Multiple references throughout the Netflix TV series The Crown. 76. In The Sopranos, Season 6 Episode 19 The Second Coming, Paulie Walnuts reminisces that he was dosed with LSD when a BOAC stewardess put it in his drink. during a 1968 visit to the Copacabana nightclub. 77. In Ian Fleming's Goldfinger, a BOAC aircraft is hijacked by the villain, Auric Goldfinger, and James Bond held captive upon it until he is able to retrieve the situation. One of the Concorde aircraft operated by British Airways was tail-named BOAC. Because of this coincidental reference to BOAC, it was designated the flagship of the fleet. It is currently on permanent display at Manchester Airport. See also List of defunct airlines of the United Kingdom. Notes. World Airline Directory, Flight International, P5.
Good. Let's stop the video. I will make a video about this in my language Danish later.